where were you before you joined us? What was the thing that made you want to take control of things?
I felt awful about my body. I'd gained a lot of weight, so I was like, I was probably in like the six. I was about 16 stone, but for me that was too much. It was probably 4 stone more than I would like to be. Also, I was getting married in the October, so I'd already started. When it got to March, I'd already been on a bit of a health kick, trying to lose weight desperately because I thought I've got a year till I get married. I'm going to get into a really nice dress. I'd seen a photo of myself in the shop in a wedding dress that I hated, and I said to my doctor, if I'm not getting married if I look like this. Basically, I was so sad. And then I spent 6 months not like just trying and banging my head against a brick wall, and then gained a bit more. And it was Christmas, like all of that stuff happened. And then saw Slimpod on Facebook. It had come up a couple of times. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to give it a go. I've had hypnotherapy in the past as well. I've tried everything in the past, absolutely everything. And the doctors always say that you need to like kind of go on these certain diets, and it wouldn't agree with me because I really believe in like eating quite clean eating. So while I'm not like a fast food addict or anything like that, I'm a real emotional eater. And I knew that, and I kept saying to them all of that. So yeah, I found Slimpod, and what I really liked immediately was I loved the listening to Trevor because that put me to sleep. I used to be quite a bad sleeper, so that was really good. And then then after that I liked the reframing of the language, everything, like I don't know, I want to call it a culture, like this new way of, it's how I feel life should be. I don't think that we should be a number. I don't think we should be, just because it says size 14 on my jeans doesn't mean I'm a size 14. They change in every shop. Like very quickly, I felt like I'd found my tribe a little bit. That was kind of how I felt. So it went very quickly from feeling very bad to feeling really excited. That's kind of where I started, and then how I got into it.
Lovely. And then I mean, your story is a little bit different to so many others, Alex, because yes, you've lost weight. Yeah, you've lost weight, and that's great. How much have you lost?
I mean, I'm not weighing as much, but I think I've lost about 3.5 stone, and I'm still planning to get healthier. And I imagine that, but I run, so that also makes me quite muscular.
Yeah. So it's not about, for me, when I spoke to you, it wasn't about the necessarily the 3.5 stone, even though that's great, and you look amazing. It was about how that has actually come about. How, just explain a little bit about how you have dealt with the emotional eating, and how that's all changed.
So I think I did all the lessons. I loved the lessons, like doing everything with Slimpod, and that was really good. And excuse the pun, I ate it up, I lapped it up. Like I really was really there for it. But I knew all the time, I knew, like, I know what to eat, I know this, but I know it's emotional. And I think it was when I got to extra, I went into Slimpod extra without the intention of kind of doing more weight loss, but just really interested to see what other things would be in there. And then in that, you look at things like internal locus of control and all of that stuff. And that started to get me to really sit. I call it I read it somewhere, ride the uncomfortable wave, which is I'm sitting in my chair. I want to eat that. I don't know why I want to eat that. I don't want to look at why I want to eat that. No, you need to look at why you want to eat that. But having all of those conversations, and I think that combined with having really, really good goals. So I've always like known these things, and it's at our fingertips, but I combined it with needing to get into a dress for my wedding. And then with the help of those lessons and with the webinars, so there were some really good webinars about getting that inner voice and silencing that inner voice and how you did that. And that was just mind blowing to me. It really, really worked. So when I would feel a little bit stroppy and a bit like, oh, nothing's working, then I would say, right, I'm going to have a bath and I'm going to put my go onto the library and I'm going to choose myself a new webinar. And sometimes it wouldn't resonate with me, but sometimes it really would. And so I think that for me worked. And then in turn with that, at the beginning, going back a bit, at the beginning of the Slimpod, I think it's about week 3 to 5 or something, you start getting into like movement. And that has been the game changer, I think, in my head. I think that's where everything clicked. And I started being like, there's a little hill. It's not that little, but there's like a hill by me. And I started saying, you know, if you can just start by walking up that hill in the morning, it doesn't matter what else is done. You've walked up that hill in the morning, and then you can sit on your bum for the rest of the day if you really feel you need to. And then I started Couch to 5K. And before I knew it, I was running up that hill. And then, so that was last March. And then a couple of weeks ago, I ran a half marathon before breakfast. I just sat out and did it on my own. I didn't do like a race or anything like that. It's always been about myself, because I feel like as soon as I don't want to compare myself to other people. I just want to do this for me. And so, yeah, that I think it's all bundled up. And I think it's really easy for people to say, oh, I found this miracle cure. I started running and I lost weight. Or I found this miracle cure. I did a webinar with Sandra and it was a miracle cure and it lost it. But what I've done is like used it as a library to bring it all the bits that resonate with me and put them together to make it work for me. And I think don't get me wrong, I'm still an emotional eater. Like there's still lots I want to explore, but it makes me have control over that. And it makes me see it as that in one of the sessions, we talk about a road that you walk along, and like sometimes you veer off that path, but that doesn't mean you then have to like go 80 miles out of your way. It just makes me think in my head, oh, I went off a bit there, let's come back. Like, and then I'll watch another interesting session with you. Or so yeah, I don't know if I'm rambling, but
yeah, no, I mean, well, it was the instant gratification as well. You've kind of replaced the you've replaced instant gratification with something else. Tell us about that.
So for what really hit me with the movement was, as I started going out and running, I got like this, oh God, I hated it. And I don't know many people that love running like while it's happening, but I still would say I love it. So I was like, what's that about? I don't get it. What am I talking about? And then I realized that when I would sit down and eat like I don't know, like overeat something, I would feel really good in that moment and like shut everything off. But then afterwards, I would feel horrible and shame and a lot of guilt. But what I noticed was when I run, it's completely the opposite. So I was getting no instant gratification through running. In fact, like I was like, my inner voice is probably right. Like, what are you doing to yourself? Why are you doing this? I'm plodding around and going up these hills. But then afterwards, I feel absolutely amazing. And it just struck me that it's swapping instant gratification and late shame to immediate, like, not so much fun, to delayed gratification. And that's what it is for the exercise for me. And it's just, or the movement, I wouldn't even call it, I know it's running and I know that's exercise, but really it's just getting out of my head and into my body and getting out there and doing that little something for myself. But switching those two things has meant that I reach less for the instant gratification of snacks or something that I don't need, you know? So yeah, I think that has been a bit of a game changer for me. And I'd say I follow that 90% of the time.
Amazing. So
Still love a snack.
all this has contributed to, you know, to the grand total of, you know, 3.5 stone, obviously.
Yeah.
And what's changed with your food then? How would you say that your food's changed? Because it won't be all about the running, will it?
No, and I think that running it's two very separate things. And as I said, I've actually built, my weight does go up when I'm training. So when I was training to do the half marathon, my weight was going up and up because I had to take in more carbohydrates, and I got very savvy when it came to like nutrients. And I, as a lot of us do, have lots of friends who are all on their own latest diets, and I've been listening to them. Some people doing injections, some people doing the Atkins and all of these things, and it really made me think, you can't do those things if you're not nurturing. I want to be running or going out and I want to be living my best life. I can't be doing that and unless I'm nurturing myself with food. So the mindset has changed And I made sure all the time with all of my goals not to make it about a number on the scales. I do weigh because that's my way of like keeping control, but I wrote on my scales in chalk pen, you are more than a number. So it's all over it. Like it does it, because I was finding it would ruin my day. And I was like, but I felt really good before that. So yeah, I made my goal all about, it's not about a number. I want to be healthy. I want my heart to be healthy. I don't want to, I've got cancer and heart attacks in my family. I've got a pacemaker. Like I need to be heart healthy. And so it became about that. And then that changed my mindset on food. So I read a lot of food books about ultra processed food, and I make all my food at home on the whole. Yeah, it just switched what I'm eating. So I feel better if I'm eating better things, and all of my goals. So like I have like mood boards and vision boards, and everything is like, I really love eating anything green for some reason. That like really, it's really good. I love it. So like spinach, and my smoothies are always green. But so I make that visual to me, and I'm like, this is who I am. So I kind of brought that into my personality of who I want to be, not just I want to get into those size, into that smaller wedding dress. I mean, I had this wedding dress that I saw online and I really wanted to get into, but I was like, I'm not buying it unless it's in a smaller size. And then lost so much weight that I couldn't get into the one I bought. And then I did buy that one. So I had two dresses in the end for that. But even that, one was a size 12, one was a 14. The ones I was trying in the dress shop originally were, the 18 was too small for me. It wouldn't do up. So like it was a big loss. But instead of it just being about like, I want to be that, it was like, I want people to be like, wow, you are really healthy. You've got this, you've got this amazing health, I don't know, morals. So that's what I did. I kind of brought it into my personality.
Amazing, amazing. Honestly, really fabulous. And so has this now, so many diets, etc., obviously are temporary, and then you go back. You've done that, obviously,
Yeah.
the diet fail thing. Um, how do you feel now? You've lost 3.5 stone. How do you actually feel about your future?
I'm so excited. So the what I try and do before I hit every goal, because I have new, so it was like hen do, wedding, half marathon. Next is honeymoon, because ours is ages away. But I've always been sure to plan the next steps. I don't ever, because what I don't want to do is be like, yay, I did it, and then just go back. And that's made me really excited about the future. And so I'm 42, and I am now really excited about being 50. So it made me change from being like, oh, I've just got, oh no, I've only got like, I don't know, what have we got? Like, I've got 3 months till my honeymoon. Oh no. Instead, it's like, yes, I've got 3 months, and then what? And then what? And what I really want to do is be like really fierce at 50. And I feel like I've got a lot of years now that I could keep working on my body. And by 50, I could be like, I could be even more happy and excited with it. So I'm very excited about it. It's really important to say, I still have my days where I'm like, oh my God, why won't my jeans do up? And all of that stuff. But this has made me think about things like hormones and what I can do for my body with supplements like magnesium and things like that. So I still have the battle. I still have to be on top of it. And I still have to keep saying to myself, like I looked before today and looked at pictures of myself before and was like, whoa. And it's really easy for us to be like, oh God, I only lost like this much, or I only ran like a half marathon in this time. Who says that? Like instead of like, and then I'm like, no, a year ago you were not doing that. So yeah, I'm just happy to be like happy and curious about it all, I guess.
Amazing. Voyage of self-discovery.
Yeah, always.
Amazing. Lovely. Honestly, thank you.
All
It's just been so lovely to talk to you. I've seen so much of your posts on Facebook, and the whole running thing and how that's all come about, and but I just loved this reframing the instant gratification to delayed gratification, and it just all kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
just
It's been a game changer for me. The whole program has been a game changer. And I think it's worth saying that like that one of the best things about it for me was the positive community. So
Right.
I do understand that people want to go somewhere, and we want a little event sometimes. But for me, only having that positivity, I know that if I'm having a bit of a, like, I can go in there and I'll be like, right, I'll be lifted again. And it just guarantees that. And so that's helped. It's like a little nest around you, I guess, that has all the different bits that you need. So it's not a one trick pony, it's like, it's really cool. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to thank you so much. It's been so lovely talking to you. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the future
I
brings.
know. I'm excited too.